Hey everyone, welcome to this week's live training. I'm so excited to have you guys on here. I'm gonna give you just a few minutes to log on here so I can see your faces before I get started. I know that several of you said you were gonna be on here live, so I'm gonna give it a few minutes. As soon as you pop on, I want to know that you're here. So please comment in the comments and just say here so I know you're here. And whoever comments during this training is going to be entered to win a prize at the end. And it's an awesome prize. So make sure that you comment. Oh yay, Bridget's here. Awesome. Love it. I'm gonna give you guys just a few more minutes to hop on. Hey Carla! I love when I see new coaches on these calls. Carla is brand new and she's on. I love it. She also told me that she listened to the National Wake Up Call. So Carla, you're a rock star. Love it. Oh hey Miranda! Make sure you guys, when you hop on, please comment and say hello so I know that you're here. Again, anyone who comments during this training will be entered to win a prize at the end, and I'll tell you what that prize is in a little bit. But today, you guys, I am so excited to be, hey Emily, to be able to bring you this training. And you know, I'm constantly thinking about how can we make our training better? How can we make it more effective for you? And I realized that sometimes team calls are just tough to be on, right? Like, kids are crazy, and sometimes it's easier just to have a live video streaming because your kiddos, like, you know, can't be heard or seen. And so it's easier for you to focus instead of worrying about that. So I'm really excited to be able to have this live version. And again, I want as many of you on here as possible live because I want you to be able to interact and ask your questions live. And so if you're just joining, again, I'm asking anyone who joins, please would you just comment and say hello, or feel free to pipe in, feel free to ask a question and let me know that you're here. And anyone who comments during the live training is going to be entered to win. I'm going to tell you right now what you're going to be entered to win. It's actually a really good prize. It's a really good prize. Okay. Anyone who comments during the live training, hey guys, hey Sarah, hey Amanda, hey Katie, hey Erin, hey Hillary, did I already say Hillary? Gina, oh my gosh, I love it. I love that you guys are here. Hi Beth. So anyone who comments during the training is going to win, or be entered to win, this Beachbody Performance, a whole tub of the Beachbody Performance Recover. I happen to have some extra of this right now, so I'm gonna give this away to one person during the call who comments. So please be sure to comment and be interactive during this training. I'd love to hear from you. All right, yay, you guys like the prize, all right. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about placement today. So I'm actually going to set you guys down and I'm gonna turn the phone around so I won't be able to see your comments just for a few minutes, but I want you guys to be able to see the chalkboard without backwards. So I'm gonna set you down here while I do the little lesson about placement, and then I'll be back to answer questions or comments. Again, if you're just tuning in, please feel free to leave a comment so that you can be entered to win a tub of the Chocolate Recover. Super pumped about it. All right, let me get my chalk. Okay, so you guys, today we're gonna talk about placement. And the reason that placement is so important is because it has the potential to make you a lot more money if you pay attention to it than if you don't pay attention to it. So my goal throughout the rest of this year is to get you guys excited about the business opportunity here, because I know you want to help people, right? Like, that's a given. I know you want to help people. But I'm afraid that not a lot of you necessarily know about the business potential here, because I think that if you understood it, you might go after it just a little bit more. because you would realize what a game changer it could be for your family. So basically, I'm going to use this little thing as a kind of like a, an example of your online office, of how the genealogy looks in your online office. And we're going to start from the beginning. So let's say you're a brand new coach. So you are up here, right? This is you. And when you sign up, you're a coach. Everyone's a coach. If you pay that $15.95 every month, you're a coach, okay? You don't have to do anything to earn it beyond pay. So after you become a coach, you have a couple different options as far as how to grow your businesses. I like to look at it as the two different wings of your business. You need both wings working well in order for your business to take off the ground and fly. So the first wing of your business is your retail business. All right, so your retail business is made up of the customers that you're going to help. And as you know, like, Beachbody products truly change lives. This isn't about pushing a product. This is about sharing our stories, inspiring someone else, and going, you know what, this is the vehicle I'm using, and you too can change your life if you use what I'm doing. And so your retail business consists of customers, right? These are not coaches. These are your customers. So when you start your business, a lot of times, we'll have you go through training, and if you haven't done a challenge group before, you'll go through a challenge group with your upline coach, and from there, then you can kind of go out on your own and start helping new people. And so your retail business is comprised of anyone that you would welcome into your boot camp or into your challenge group as a customer. So as a customer, they're going to pay retail price for the products. They're going to pay, they're not going to get the 25% discount. They're going to pay for Shakeology $130 a month, and you will get 25% of that commission, which is awesome. And so, like I mentioned the other day, where this business really has huge potential for growth via the retail side is as you get Shakeology customers and they stay on Shakeology, if you're doing a good job of explaining to them the benefits and how it's actually helping their life, they're going to stay on Shakeology, and they are going to end up bringing you commission in not only that first month, but the second month and the third month and the fourth month. And so as they continue their Shakeology, you're also getting new people starting on Shakeology. And then, it just goes up like this from there. So that's the first wing of your business. And in my opinion, I think it's really important for you to be able to know how to lead a customer through the process of getting results. And after they get those results, this is what happens. This is the cool part of the vital process, is what we call it at Beachbody. The vital process means that someone is going to come into your challenge group. They're going to get results. They are going to have incredible success. And you know what happens when someone has success? They get excited about their success. Other people start noticing their success. They're out on the street and people are like, what are you doing? How do you look so good? And then they get excited enough and they're like, hey, maybe I could do this. Maybe I could also help people like my coach helped me. And so the beauty of it is then organically sometimes they're like, hey, I want to do what you do. And that is when the second wing of your business really starts to fly, because they're going to come to you, their coach, and go, okay, I want to do what you do. And at that point, that is where you start to go from a coach to an upline coach. So when you become a coach, there is no obligation for you to grow a team. You can have strictly a retail business, but if you want the potential for your business to grow, for it to really have a chance to provide for your family in a way that a lot of other jobs can't, you're going to want to start to build a team. So with building a team, we have different ranks, right? And you've probably heard of that in a bunch of different MLMs. There's always different ranks. I should probably just make sure that I am still live here. Okay, perfect. So there's a bunch of different ranks. Within Beachbody, the first rank that you can go for is called Emerald Rank. Now, Emerald Rank is made up of 2 coaches in your downline. These are coaches who are personally sponsored by you. Now, if you're a coach and you've seen other people join your downline, but you're like, I have no idea who they are, I've seen their name in K, but I don't know who they are, those were not personally sponsored by you. They were personally sponsored by someone in your upline. Okay, that's the beauty of a growing team. That's why it's so important to join a team like our team, where we are pursuing the business, because you don't have to build a business all on your own. For example, my first coach was Jake. He was on my weak leg. And so right now, he is still on my weak leg. And every time that I have hired someone under him on that leg, he is getting that volume under his account. So I'm helping grow his business at the same time. The same is true of any other coaches, under me, is that I'm helping them grow their business. So anyway, with that said, Beachbody works with a binary system, okay? That means that you have two different legs, a right leg and a left leg. So I'm gonna put that next. We'll just say right leg over here, left leg over here. So the very first rank that there is in Beachbody is called Emerald, again. And so that means that you are going to have someone on your left leg and someone on your right leg. And again, this is going to be a personally sponsored coach. That means they are gonna go to your website, they're gonna click coach, be a coach, and they're gonna sign up. So they're gonna be under you. Now, based on where you're at in the organization, each of us has a strong leg and each of us has a weak leg. Now, if you remember, I was talking about how I help, my coaches to grow their team, and you do too. We all work together. That's why this is a team effort. If someone's not pulling their weight, they're just not helping the team. And so, anyway, what happens is your strong leg is the leg that your upline is helping you to build. Your weak leg is the leg that you're responsible to build all on your own. Now, you can definitely contribute to your strong leg as well, but you do have some help with that one. So I'll use my business center for example. Now, my weak leg is my left leg. Depending on where you are placed, your weak leg may not be your left leg. Your weak leg may be your right leg. Okay, and how you know that, ask your upline coach. And the way that upline coaches, if you're an upline coach and someone comes to ask you, you're gonna know that. So if you can kind of picture, what we're gonna do here is build like a giant Christmas tree. So if you are here and I place Jake on my left leg, you are then Jake's left leg is going, this is my left leg, right? So I'm gonna continue to add people here. So Jake, if you can picture this, Jake is right here. His left leg, because I'm adding to it, is his strong leg. And then this leg is his leg that he gets to build all on his own, known as his weak leg, okay? So we're all building our own giant Christmas trees. I love it. Perfectly fitting for this time of year. Let me see if I have any questions so far. Okay. All right, so weak leg, strong leg, right? So this is my weak leg, this is my strong leg. So as far as placement goes, if you're a brand new coach, what I typically recommend for my coaches, now this is not, there's always a bunch of strategies, but what I recommend is that you put your husband on your weak leg. Why? Because again, this is my weak leg, so I am completely responsible for growing this leg. So by putting my husband on my weak leg, I have a little more control to be able to grow that leg. And then on the right leg, I'm also gonna add people, but I really am more interested in having some help with my left leg, because that in the end is going to help me to become balanced with my team cycle bonuses. This is where the language might get a little confusing, but I'm going to do my best to walk you through it so you understand. All right, so when you guys think about how do you make money with this whole opportunity, right? It really boils down to team cycle bonuses. So I'm going to use this chart again. So basically, as soon as you are an Emerald coach, and this is why it is so important for your first goal to be to get to Emerald. Once you're an Emerald coach, meaning you have a coach on your left, a coach on your right, and remember, one of those is your husband. So really you just need one coach, right? And so when you have both of those covered, that's when Beachbody goes, all right, great job. We recognize that you're building this business. Now you can partake in the Team Cycle bonus opportunity. So basically, the way that Beachbody works is if you are willing to invest in your downline team, if you're willing to train them, if you're willing to lead by example, you get a cut of your team's productivity in your paycheck. And so that's the awesome opportunity here, you guys, that if you're willing to be that person for someone, if you're willing to teach people and help people grow, like that's why I love this. When I was blogging, it was fun, but it was just me. Like it wasn't as fun as being able to help all of you guys grow. So Team Cycle bonus means that this is where your left and your right legs come into play, right? So as an Emerald coach, I'm gonna actually erase some of this. Just check on questions. Oh, here we go. Let me answer some of these. Katie is asking, is there a better person, discount coach, to put on a certain leg? Yes, and then we'll get there in a minute. Love how it's all together, team effort. Yes, I love that too. Amanda is asking, so we look into our business center and the leg that the coaches that aren't personally sponsored is our strong leg. Yes, yep, exactly. So, oh, my kiddos are here. Hey babe, you have fun? Yeah. Cool. I'll be out in a little bit, okay? I'm on a call right now, okay? You can be in here, but you just gotta be kind of quiet.
Okay.
Yeah, so exactly. So basically, if you are seeing, like, you probably notice that one of your legs has more volume than the other, that's your strong leg. If you have not contributed to that leg. Okay, so let's just go over here. All right, so Team Cycle bonus. Remember, we had the left leg and the right leg. All right, so in order for you to earn a Team Cycle bonus, as an upline coach, 1, you have to be Emerald, and then 2, you have to be having a team that is. Are you gonna come help me?
I'm going to draw too.
You're gonna draw too. Okay, just draw down here, all right? So you're gonna have coaches that are actually producing volume for your team. So in my opinion,
I want to have one.
Well, you can have this one. Guys, this is truly the beauty of this job. My kiddos can help me. All right. So if you go and look at your left leg and your right leg, you're gonna start to see some volume there. So in order for you to get a Team Cycle bonus, you need to have a 2-to-1 ratio for your volume. So 200 on one leg and 100 on the other leg. So remember, this is my strong leg, and so did you write your name?
No, can you read it?
Which is a B, an L, and a Y.
Okay.
Good job. So you're gonna have 200 to 100 ratio, and every time you have 200 volume points on one leg and 100 on the other, that's considered a Team Cycle bonus. Oops. Cycle bonus. Can't write. Okay. So as an Emerald coach, you are gonna get $14 for every time your team cycles. Okay, so let me just put this into perspective a little bit. And like, this starts off small, and then you might think $14 is not very much. But let's just keep in mind, you can cycle like multiple times a day, multiple times an hour, whenever this volume reaches a 2-to-1 ratio. Oh, I love it, bud.
It says this.
Mm-hmm. You're doing a good job. Are you helping me teach them? So whenever it reaches a 2-to-1 ratio, you're going to get that $14. So let's go ahead and look at how this can come into effect for you. All right, so that might not seem like, oh, what do you do, $14. Okay, let me just tell you what my team cycle bonus was for this last week under my first business center. I didn't have 200 volume points to 100. I had 17,000 to 8,000. Okay, and so that's where this gets really fun, because if you help your team to be successful, then this last week, just by team volume, I made $1,500 just from cycle bonuses in 1 week. Like, that's what this can turn into if you keep up with it. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, let me see.
Mommy.
Hi, guys.
I'm happy, Mommy.
Okay.
Hi.
Oh, did you have a cake pop?
Yeah.
Yummy. I'm just gonna look at these questions here. Yes, Erin, if you go into your commissions, there is gonna be a team volume, and I'm gonna pull up my computer here in a minute and show you guys where you can look for that. Where do we find these amounts? Okay, I'm gonna go look on the computer there in a minute. Okay, so I am gonna go to my computer now and show how these are all, how you can see these. I'm gonna grab my computer here.
Get out! Mommy's done. Mommy's trying to do something. I'm gonna draw for her.
Phelan, you're such a good helper.
Get out.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you my screen here. So you can see here, this is, you know, the landing page that you have when you log in. So when you log in, you're gonna go down here, and if you see this volume every week, you probably noticed it, but some of you are probably like, I don't even know what that means. So right now, if you look at my volume, okay, you're gonna notice my left leg and my right leg. And now you're gonna be like, wait, I thought your left leg was your weak leg. It was, and it actually turned into my right leg because I built it so much faster than my upline team was growing. So now my left leg is bigger than my right leg. All right, so this is really what you wanna look at though, you guys. When you look at your volume and you go, okay, like your goal every week is to get that to be like a 2-to-1 ratio. So I last week was doing pretty good by having it be 17,000 to 8,000, because that was a 2-to-1 ratio, and I was able to really capitalize on the team cycle bonuses. Now, if you're curious about where you have carryover volume, that's what I want to look at next. So if you're going to go to my business, and then my volume and my carryover volume. Okay, so if you look here, and you see this is where it's going to have your carryover volume. So carryover volume, right now, I don't have too much. I'm actually doing pretty good. I have 1,500 on my left leg, so I had slightly more on my left leg last week, so I have some more carryover volume there. But my right leg, as you can see, it went all the way down to 0, which one of your legs will do every week. And so I'm good there. Now I'm going to take a minute and log into Jake's account so I can show you just what happens when you have a ton of carryover volume. Say goodnight to Mommy. Good night, buddy. I love you. You guys want to say hi? Say hi. Say hi. Oh, I love it, honey.
No, put it off.
What do you want me to do?
Put this off.
Get it off where?
With that white.
With the white. Oh, honey, this one doesn't wipe off. She's writing me a note. Okay, so I'm going to log into Jake's account. And I'm going to sign in. So Jake, again, this is why, you guys, it is so important. I know some of you are Emerald rank and you're like, is it really worth it? Is it really worth it to keep my husband as a coach? Like, is it really going to help me in the end? And let me show you why it is so important for you to stay at Emerald. Okay, Erin is asking what exactly makes up my carryover. Okay, that's a great question. So your carryover volume is basically any leftover team volume that you weren't able to cycle. Okay, so it's your coach's volume. It's your team's volume. So in an ideal world, every single week you're gonna have that 2-to-1 ratio where it's 200 on one side to 100. Like, so for example, in a perfect world last week, I would have had 16,000 points on my left and 8,000 on my right to be perfectly balanced. So that's where this gets tricky and interesting, and that's where you need to learn where you need to place people, because if one of your legs is running away, right? Like you might be on someone's power leg, like Jake's on my power leg, he has a crap ton of carryover volume. So now I'm like, oh man, I really need to get, like, that's money that we are not getting into our house because I haven't balanced his other leg, right? So the carryover volume is, yeah, customer reorder. Customer reorders would, like, under yourself would be your PV. It is Erin, and please, 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 you guys, these are such great questions. So please ask any questions that you have about volume. Like, I would love to answer them, because truly, I want you guys to be able to hit your income goals. Okay, Alyssa is asking, does it ever expire? Here's the tricky part. This is why you want to keep Emerald. As long as you're Emerald rank, you guys, that is when you can collect carryover volume. Even if you're an Emerald coach and you have no one else really producing on the other leg, that's where you can bank up that carryover volume. So that's why I'm saying, if you guys have, like, your husband as a coach under you and you're Emerald rank right now and you're like, I just don't know, is it worth it for me to be Emerald? At that point, it is, because if you're on a team where your coach is adding volume, where, you know, you're having new coaches joining all the time, it is so crucial that you stay at Emerald rank so you can have that carryover volume. In fact, I learned that the hard way last summer. I let Jake's account stop so he was at Emerald and he lost all of his carryover volume. But let me show you what happened since then. This is where I was gonna log into Jake's account. All right, so if you go to, again, you're gonna go to your online office and you're gonna click on, yeah, no problem, Melissa. You're gonna click on my volume, my carryover volume. Check this out, you guys. Go. Okay, remember how I had, like, no carryover volume? Look what Jake has. 356,481 carryover volume points. Like, that's insane, right? Yeah. And he's a diamond coach right now. And literally, Amanda said, I totally made that mistake and let my husband go inactive. Thank you for this. Now I know how important this is. Yes, exactly, it is. And so if you were to figure out, like, how much we could have in our pocket if I could get his other leg to produce, like, it would be crazy. So that's why it's so important to make sure that you know where you're at with your carryover volume. Because if you know where you're at, then you can go, okay, this leg has a lot of extra carryover volume. You gonna go rest, buddy? Come here. Let me give you kisses. I'll come find you in a little bit, okay? Yep, I'm almost done.
She's almost done.
Almost
then
done.
She'll come play with you.
Yep, I'll come lay down with you in just a minute. I'll come snuggle. So that's why it's really important. So what I want you guys to do today, if you're Emerald or above, remember, because if you're not Emerald, this is not going to show up. I want you to go to your business, and I want you to go on my business, my volume, my carryover volume, and I want you to look at which leg has more carryover volume. And if one of your legs has a lot of carryover, even if it has just a couple hundred, that means that you need to work on strengthening the other leg. So I'm just gonna do a little bit more. I'm gonna go over this one more time so that you guys can learn. Erin, you'll be surprised as how quickly it's not as complicated as you think once you just kind of get your head around it. Okay, so I'm gonna go over this one more time. Love all of you. I'm sorry. Okay. Where's my chalk? My chalk is dwindling. All right, are we good? Okay. Oh, you guys are awesome. It says, congratulations, this is your most liked live video yet. Yeah, like Miranda said, I love my carryover volume. Been growing since last December, and it's all future income. Exactly. So let's just check it out. Like, okay, so let's just say, let's pretend this is Jake, right? So remember he had 365,000, something crazy like that. So 365,000 carryover volume points. Crazy! And literally this leg, what my job is, once you go in and you find out where your carryover volume is, that's when you need to go, okay, so the next few coaches that I recruit, I need to add to that leg to produce volume, because any volume that's produced on this leg is automatically going to make you a team cycle bonus, automatically, like for years and years to come, probably, depending on how fast you grow. But, so let's say then that I had a bunch of new coaches join. They start helping people. They start hitting Success Club. Like, it's kind of crazy. So, let's say 1 week I get 1,000 points, right? Automatically, like, if you can figure out 1,000 to 365, like, I'm going to be able to cycle a bunch of times, and I'm going to make money. And so then it's going to go down a little bit. My carryover volume is going to go down, but it'll probably kind of stay the same because, again, it's always being added to as well. So does that make sense? And then the next thing I want to talk about, okay, Carissa said, you can move your PS coaches to the opposite leg after they're added. So you can add it, you can move them for 3 days. You have 3 days to move them, and then they're stuck where they're at. Great question. Okay, any other questions here? Okay, so then let's talk about placement. So when you go to your online office, you're gonna log into your account, and it's gonna say my placement, and then it's gonna say, like, give you some options, and there's gonna be an option for you to place like week outside, first available or best available, and then right or left leg. The only ones you want to pay attention to are right and left. Because here's the goal with placement, you guys, is that, again, you're building your Christmas tree. So what you should be doing is constantly adding personally sponsored coaches to the outside of your legs. So here, 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 and you can see how it's just gonna go, right? Like, big old Christmas tree, because then, can you guys see that okay? Yeah, all right. So then what you can see is gonna happen as you continue to build out, this is what I call a power leg, like this is your power leg, then your coaches are gonna be responsible for building the other legs, right? So eventually the entire Christmas tree gets filled in and everybody wins. So that's why it's just like, as an upline coach, your only job, like, hey Hillary, it's really important for you to be thinking through, like, how am I going to help my team? Like, honestly, that motivates the heck out of me. If I can be recruiting new coaches who I know will then help my other coaches carry over volume, and it just goes on and on and on, like, it is amazing what can happen. So that's why it's just so important to be constantly recruiting. Now I wanted just to like go over something else so that you can kind of picture how this works. All right. So I just wanted to let's just look at it from one of my coaches' perspectives. So for example, I think one of my first coaches to be over here was Kansas. So let's just say Kansas, and she's built an amazing team. Let's just say, so her right leg is gonna be.
I'll be
there just a minute, almost done. Okay. Do you want to stay here with me for a minute?
The phone will not turn on.
Okay, I'll help you. Can you find a charger?
I did. You know what?
He gets the phone during this time, and so it's a very big deal.
So that charger was not working.
It's not working? Yeah, it's over there. It's by the couch. So Kansas has her strong leg is her right leg. and then this is her left leg. And so as she places coaches under, like if this is her coach, let's say this is her coach, I don't know, let's say this is Carmen. And as she has other coaches, like this is, you know, she's going to add coaches to this leg. Let's say this is another one of her coaches. Let's just say this is Jillian, just for example. As she adds her own coaches, I am still adding my coaches to their downline, right? So I am still adding coaches to her organization. So that's what's so cool about this. Let's see, other questions that you guys have. Crystal's asking, what would you recommend for those who are only discount coaches and don't want to do the business? Like where to place them? Is that what you're asking? So if you're discount coaches, here's what I recommend. I recommend adding your discount coaches to the leg that your upline is helping you build. So basically, if you go to your online office and you look and you have, like, you know, so much carryover volume over here, this is where your carryover is. I would place your working coaches on the opposite leg. And then of course, like, this is where it gets tricky, right? Because, like, with rank, you're still going to need, like, working coaches on both legs. But from an income standpoint, you're going to want to make sure that you're constantly looking at, okay, am I getting all that I can from this opportunity? And so sometimes that means having the tough decision whether or not you're going to choose to go up in rank or you're going to choose to have the income. Does that make sense? So, yeah. But I would say if you're like at this point where one leg is super strong, like that's where you're going to put your discount coaches, so that immediately once your working coaches start working, you're going to get those carryover volume points out of there.
What?
Okay, Hillary, add them to the strong leg, right? Since they won't contribute much. Yes, exactly. Sarah's asking, would you suggest that placement unless you're trying to advance rank? Yep, exactly, just what I talked about. Yep, so that's the tricky part, right? So, like, let's say, we'll just go on to the next rank here. So let's say you want to get to diamond rank. So it technically goes emerald, ruby, then diamond, but most people end up jumping from diamond or from emerald to diamond. So a diamond coach has 4 personally sponsored coaches on one leg and 4 personally sponsored coaches on the left leg. This is your very first step into leadership at Beachbody. Like, diamond is not the destination, it's a stepping stone. And right now our organization is so new that we don't have any coaches besides myself above diamond rank. And so this is your very first stepping stone into leadership. And the reason why this is so important, if you remembered when we talked about how much you got for cycle bonuses, once you reach diamond, you get $18 per cycle bonus instead of $14. So that's a huge reason to get to diamond. But for example, like Sarah was saying, this is where it gets a little bit tricky, is let's say you had a ton of carryover volume over here and you really wanted to get it out, and so you wanted to keep adding your working coaches here, but at the same time, you need to get to diamond, and in order to get to diamond, you need 4 on each side, but then you also need one of those coaches. I gotta find some more chalk. You need one of those coaches to get to emerald rank on each leg. So that's really where it gets tricky, is, okay, that's really where it gets tricky a little bit. So you have emerald here, and then let's just say your other emerald is here. So see, you can see that, like, you wouldn't want to place all of your discount coaches over here, because if you only had discount coaches, you wouldn't have any working coaches. They wouldn't ever advance rank for you. So that's where it gets a little bit tricky, but at the same time, rank is very important, because the higher you go up in rank, the more money you make on your team cycle bonuses. So rank is absolutely important, because every rank you cap out. So, like, even as a diamond coach, I think the most you can make as a diamond coach is $2,000 a week. I know it sounds like a lot, but trust me, when you get going, you're going to want to make more than that. And so it's really important for you to be focused on both. All right, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Does anyone have any other questions? And if you're tuned in and you have not yet commented, please do so, because I'm going to pick a winner here in a little bit. Amanda says it's all starting to click. Yay! If you have coaches who you think need to know this, please, please, please share this with them and comment below. Amanda asked, at what point should we up our husband's rank? That's a really, really good question. So I'll tell you, the cool thing about having your husband in your team is that it has a lot of leverage for you to help your weak leg volume if you place him on the weak leg. Now with that, it also means that as you advance to diamond, like if you want to get to diamond, your first thing, in my opinion, this is the strategy. You get all 8 of your coaches, and then you get your husband to diamond, or your husband to emerald. And then while you're getting your husband to emerald, hopefully one of these coaches is also getting to emerald, and then you'll be to diamond. So what's cool, let's say you get to diamond. The next ranks up from there are star diamond, meaning you have 1 diamond personally sponsored coach. Then 2 star diamond, meaning you have 2 diamond personally sponsored coach, 1 on your right, 1 on your left. So the cool thing is that if you have your husband under your account, at some point you are going to want to make sure that you're getting him to diamond so that he can help you rank advance, right? Now the other thing that I want to mention about your husband's account, you guys, if you're someone who consistently hits Success Club 10 every month, I really want you to then go on and get your husband's account to Success Club as well. So it's far, and 2 people that are really good at this that come to mind are Rachel Marthler and Hillary Barraza. That's how you say your last name, Hillary. But they're really good at going, okay, I've got my Success Club points taken care of, now I can move on to my husband's. So the cool thing about that is that when your husband's hitting Success Club, it's again adding to your weak leg volume, which is going to make sure that you're cycling more, right? And so definitely, like, don't just let your husband's account sit there, okay? And the purpose that I'm telling you guys this is because the more momentum you get in your business, like the biggest piece of advice that I've gotten from people is to build your organization as quickly as you can. And the reason for that is because as you build and as you hit Success Club, you get momentum. And, you know, the truth is a lot of people don't pursue network marketing because they're like, oh, it's kind of a slow grow, whatever. I can make more money doing this or that. But what they forget is that, like, patience really pays off, right? So it might right now feel, you might be tempted to not hit Success Club or not care that much about not prioritizing your business. But there are people on this team who I'm watching, and, you know, Rachel Marthler is one of them, she has hit Success Club, I think, about every single month since she decided to be a working coach. She started as a discount coach, by the way. And she has hit Success Club every single month. Her and her husband have. And the other day she told me, like, how much she's been making in the last few months. And it's insane. I'm going to have to ask her to share that her income progression with you guys if she's comfortable. But it's because little by little, every month, she has been consistent over and over again. She shows up. She follows up. She gets people in her business. Okay? But if you hit Success Club 1 month and then you kind of, like, don't make it a priority, it's really hard to get that momentum going. I'm not saying that, like, you have to hit it every month. If you're working your tail off and you're just not hitting it, like, that happens. But I am saying that consistency in this business and not getting distracted by shiny objects is going to help you win in the long run. All right, let's see if we have any more questions. All right. Okay. Oh, cool. All right, let me catch up. Okay. Hey, Molly. Hey, Brianne. Bethany said she hears something new every time. Anna says, thanks for mapping it out. I'll probably need to hear it a few more times. Yeah, exactly. It takes, I mean, just keep, like I said, eventually it's just one day it's going to click and you're going to be like, cool, I get it. This is awesome. And you're going to be so motivated. Like, if this doesn't motivate you, I don't know what would, because this motivates the crap out of me to go, okay, I need to be smart with my business. You know, like, yes, we want to help people. Absolutely. That's our top priority. But also you want to be smart about it. Okay, Beth is asking, what impact do non-PS coaches have on legs? Do they change how we place our PS? Good question. No, they really don't. It's basically like an added bonus for you for volume. It's like extra money in your pocket. So if you see someone on your on one of your legs and you're like, oh, that's not my personally sponsored coach. Really for you, it just means that there's potential there for them to add volume under you and for you to make more money. And so again, your job would be to make sure you're taking a peek at your volume every week and looking at your carryover volume to figure out where you need to be adding your next coaches. Amanda's asking, how do you have people sign up under your husband? You know what? I don't make it a big deal. I know at first I get where you're coming from because it can feel a little bit awkward, right? Like, hey, I'm going to have you sign up under my husband. But I truly like look at both of my businesses. Like I'm going to build Jake's business just as much as I'm going to build my own. Like next year, I have a goal to get his business to be an elite coach. And so I don't make a big deal of it. Like I treat both my personally sponsored coaches and Jake's coaches like the same. You know, like it's all in this, we're all on the same journey together. And so when I have people sign up under them, I just give them the link and I say, yeah, but it's going to show up as Jake's account. Like we run the business together, because that's really what it is. Like I know your husband may not be out there on the front lines posting his selfies on Facebook or, you know, running challenges, but I guarantee you guys are having conversations about your business. And so you're business partners. And just like any other business where each business partner has different roles that they play. It's the same. It's the same with Beachbody. Like, you know, you're business partners. So I don't make a big deal. I just say, yeah, this is the link. And you know, it's just like joining under me as a personally sponsored coach. Hillary said she adds them to my husband first, then me, so I get the volume. Oh, I get that. Yep, that's smart. And you guys, really, it's so easy to transfer customers and coaches, like with the little online form these days. It's so easy. Let's see, anywhere else? Okay. I think that's all for now. Anyone else? Did I miss anyone's questions? Do you guys have any other questions for me? I know this was kind of a long training, but I feel like there's a lot of good stuff to cover here. And I hope that it just gets you excited. So a couple takeaways, if you take nothing else away. One, your first priority needs to be to get to Emerald. Like you just have to get to Emerald. That's just, you have to, if you want to take advantage of that carryover volume. Again, Emerald is one coach on your left, one coach on your right. Your husband should go on your weak leg. And if you are already an Emerald coach, the homework assignment for you is to go to your online office, look at my volume, my carryover volume, and find out if you have any carryover volume. And depending on where you're placed in your upline, like it just depends, right? Because if you have a solid upline coach who's adding to their business, they're going to help you, which is another thing where like if your upline coach is not working the business, it's a bummer. It's a bummer. And so you can actually request to be under your next upline coach. Like if your upline coach says I'm not working the business, compliance can move you to the next upline coach. Like I learned that. My friend Kelsey has had several coaches move to her for that reason. And so if your upline coach is not working the business at all, that's what can happen. So make sure that you're, taking care of yourself and protecting your business. And what's best for your business is what you need to go ahead and do. Okay, let's see. Great training. Oh, good. I'm so glad that it's helped you. Hillary checked. All right. Her left leg has 6,000 plus and her right leg has 100. Yay! So now you know that you need to build your right leg. That's perfect. That's what I want you guys to do because, again, I want you to reach your goals, and sometimes your goals are different than what your upline's goals are going to be, right? Like, you might want to make more income before you really work on getting to diamond. I have coaches like that too. Like, would I love for them to get to diamond? Yeah, and they will eventually, but they're spending their time really getting their retail business going. They're spending their time building a solid foundation. And so there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's just all about helping your coaches to achieve the goals that they have. All right. So please, again, share this with your coaches. All right, the giveaway. Let me just see. I'm going to like scroll and then I'm going to let my hand, oh, someone just commented. What did you say? Amanda, 16,020. All right, girlfriend, you need to build up your right. That's awesome. Oh, Hillary, 75,000. Woohoo! You guys, isn't that motivating? Like, there is money just sitting there that if you can work a little part of your business, it's just gonna automatically cycle for you every single week. So awesome, so motivating. Okay, so I'm gonna scroll and then just let my hand fall on one of these comments. And it is, oh, I planned on a conversation starter. All right, try that again. Bridget Wheeler, you won the recover. And I'm gonna see you, so maybe I'll just bring it to your house. Lucky me. Congratulations, Bridget, on that. So every week, you guys, this is how trainings are gonna go. I am gonna come live here and I'm gonna have a prize. So if you are on live, you have that chance to win more. And please share this with your coaches. All right, I love you guys so much. Love you, love you, love you. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. Truly, I know you have what it takes to grow this business if you can stay focused, if you don't get distracted. Distraction is the thief of network marketing success. So get out there, stay focused, do your 4 vitals, and you are gonna be so amazed at what God can do through your business if you stay focused. All right, we'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.